Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to today's Qigong class. And the class today is all about how you can use Qigong in order to regulate your blood pressure. So mainly that would be to do with high blood pressure, as that seems to be the most common of the two between high and low blood pressure. There would be around up to 30% of adults would have some issues with high blood pressure. So also though, bear in mind that this class can also help you to regulate your blood pressure if it's a little bit on the low side. Because in terms of Chinese medicine, what we're looking at doing is bringing things back into balance. So if the blood pressure is a little bit high, we bring it down. And if it's a little bit low, we bring it up to that healthy, balanced state. So there are a number of different causes of high blood pressure from a Western and from a Chinese medicine point of view. And so what I would encourage you to do is, when you look at this video, also read the text that's next to it. I'm going to put lots of additional resources and information into the text next to this video because it's such a huge topic and there's so many really great things I wanted to share with you. Much more than Qigong. So there's also some Chinese medicine information in there as well, and some of the general lifestyle advice for you. So in terms of regulating our blood pressure, what we want to do in terms of a Qigong perspective is we want to firstly be able to circulate and promote the circulation of qi and of blood, because often our circulation becomes constricted, especially to our extremities, when we have a situation of high blood pressure. And so we want to encourage that circulation to go into the extremities of the body and to really fill all of the capillaries of our body, those smaller vessels. And we can do that through general exercise like walking or jogging or swimming or cycling. But Qigong is much more focused in its approach to improving circulation to your extremities. The second element of this would be around relaxing the body, because one of the main causes of high blood pressure is, I'm sure many of you know, is our stressful lifestyle. So if we can find ways in which to relax by general kind of lifestyle actions in terms of really not pushing ourselves too much and not putting ourselves under pressure in day-to-day life, but also by performing relaxing Qigong exercises, then that can really make a difference as well. And then the third part of the class today is involving some acupressure points, because I know many of you are really interested in the more Chinese medicine kind of side of things. And my background is in Chinese medicine and acupuncture. That's what I do when I'm able to go to my clinics. So I'll explain to you and show you 3 acupressure points, which you can use to help regulate your blood pressure as well. And there are many acupressure and acupuncture points to do that, but I'll show you 3 of the main ones. So just to begin with then, as you see, I'm sitting, but you can perform this routine in the standing position as well, if you prefer. So just find yourself a comfortable sitting or standing position. You want to have the feet around hip-width distance apart, and also the knees and also the hips. So they should all be in line like train tracks. And then make sure that your back is well supported, especially if you're sitting, either supporting yourself by sitting upright and really feeling the sit bones on the chair, or if you're standing, just tucking the tailbone under slightly, just really flattening the lower back, opening up the lower back and supporting your own spine by keeping it nice and straight. The head then just sits on top of your spine, on top of your shoulders, and tucking the chin back towards the throat, just to give you a little bit of extra length in the back of the neck. And as with all of our Qigong routines, in order to bring yourself into the Qigong state, I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes and close your mouth. The tongue rests against the roof of your mouth, and the tip of the tongue rests against the back of your upper teeth. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth And check that your shoulders are nice and relaxed, well away from your earlobes. So moving the shoulder blades down the back of the body towards the waist. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose to settle into your practice. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand as though you're blowing up an imaginary balloon inside the lower abdomen. And as you breathe out, feel that balloon shrinking as the air leaves your body. So this exercise of simple abdominal breathing is very helpful in regulating blood pressure, because as soon as you start to do this, it begins to calm the mind. It brings more oxygen into your body and thereby helps to improve your circulation. It energizes the whole body. So really now bringing yourself into that lovely state of calmness. Physically letting go of any tension that you might feel in the muscles. And mentally letting go of any busy mind chatter. Gently focusing your mind on the inflow and the outflow of your breath. And now just gently opening your eyes so you can see me. The first element of our practice today is looking at circulation, improving the circulation. So we're going to start with the hands. And what I'd like you to do is just hold up the hands in front of you and have a look at them. So bring your focus to your hands. So your elbows can be bent, nice and relaxed, letting go of any tension in the shoulders, and just look at the backs and the fronts of your hands. Maybe wiggle your fingers around a little bit, observing the fingers. And even just by paying attention to the hands like this, you're encouraging the flow of chi, of energy and of blood into the hands and the fingers. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit more just to get the chi and the blood really flowing to the extremities. So now, if you're able and your shoulders allow, just holding the hands out straight in front of you. So the elbows are now a lot straighter. They're not locked out. The elbows are there's like a little micro bend in your elbows. No tension, nice and relaxed. But what I'd like you to do now is just make loose fists with the thumbs on the outside. And then open the fingers, spreading the fingers as far apart from each other as they can be. And then close the fists again. Open, spread the fingers and close. Spreading the fingers as far apart as possible, like they're being repelled from each other by a magnetic force. And then coming back together. So looking at the hands as you do this, just using your abdominal breathing in and out through the nose. And now we're going to speed it up a little bit. So now just a little bit faster, keeping the arms raised if you can. And as you start to increase the speed, you should begin to feel a little bit more going on in the hands and in the forearms as well, really feeling into the muscles of the forearms. Just keep going as fast as you can now. Really, really working it, paying attention to the hands as fast as you can, really feeling the burn in the forearms. And then relax, let the arms drop down by your sides, drop the shoulders and close your eyes for a moment. Coming back to the breath, breathing in and out through the nose, into your lower belly. Feeling into the hands and noticing any sensations you feel in the arms and the hands. And now opening the eyes again, lift the arms up. And what I'd like you to do now is just grab hold of your forearm with the other hand. So just grabbing the opposite one. And what this is doing is we just want to isolate the hand and the wrist. So not involving the elbow or the shoulder. And with the hand that's outstretched now, just make a loose fist. And I'd like you just to draw circles with your wrist very slowly. And again, looking at the wrist, really feeling into the articulation of your wrist joint. And then change the direction. So by holding on to the forearm with your other hand, you're really isolating the wrist and making it work, just bringing more circulation into all of those little nooks and crannies around the bones of the wrist. And then change hands, making a loose fist, drop your shoulders, letting go of any tension from the shoulder area. And again, looking at the hand and the wrist, drawing circles in one direction, being very mindful of what you're doing here, and then change direction. And then letting go. And again, allow the hands just to drop down by the sides, maybe giving them a little shake out, just checking your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Again, close the eyes. Bring your attention back to the breathing, your abdominal breathing. And again, feeling into the wrists, into the whole of the hand area, and noticing any sensations of temperature, of tingling, heaviness, lightness, anything at all that might have changed. And again, opening the eyes. So now bringing the hands together, and I'd like you to interlace the fingers. And what we're going to do now is just in your sitting or your standing position, palms are facing upwards. Lift the palms up, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Turn the palms towards you, down to the ground, out, away from you, and up, only as far as your shoulders and your neck will allow. So the hands are facing upwards. You can, if your neck allows it, you can have a little look up at them as well. But please don't go into any pain with this. And from here, I want you to imagine in front of you that there's a huge circle that you need to draw around with the hands as they're interlinked. So the palms are facing outwards away from you now, and they stay together. So you might just want to watch me for the first one. So I'm going to make my circle as big as possible, just breathing normally. I'm going to go to one side first. Try not to tilt the body to the side, just really drawing the circle with the arm. So I'm going over to the side, coming down, around to the other side, and coming up. And you see that the elbow will bend as you go around. Just join in when you feel like you're ready. But your aim is to make this circle as large as possible, really feeling the stretch into the side as you reach across, the length in both sides of the body as you come up to the top, and then across to the other side, feeling the stretch down the side of the body. And now change direction. So you're drawing around this imaginary circle. Really feeling into the shoulders. Trying not to let the body tilt over to the side, keeping your body upright. And one more, maybe close your eyes to really feel into this and expand and explore your range of movement. Just go as far as is comfortable for you. And then coming back down, allowing the hands just to relax. Again, closing the eyes, shaking out the hands, coming back to the breath, and observing now what you feel, not just in the hands and the arms, but also in the shoulders, maybe a little bit in the neck area as well. And again, opening your eyes so you can see me. And now just very gently, we're going to do some work with the legs. So all I want you to do now, and if you can't do this, I'm going to ask you to lift the whole leg up off the ground with the knee bent. If you feel like your hips don't allow this or your lower back doesn't allow it, just come up onto your tiptoes. Just give a little lift, but you can keep the contact of your feet with the ground. So all I'm going to ask you to do is just simply lift one leg, down to the ground, lift the other, down to the ground. Now the breath is to breathe in before you do this. And then as you breathe out, lift the leg. Breathe in, back down to the ground. Breathe out, lift the other leg. Breathe in, back down to the ground. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, down to the ground. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, down to the ground. So really just feeling into the hip joints and just giving them a little bit of a loosen up. So we're going to go a little bit further with this now, but you can stay with that practice if you feel like your hips will not allow you to do this at this time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lift a leg and just draw a little circle outwards and come back down to the ground. And then with the other leg, circling out and down. So breathing in and then breathe out as you lift the leg and circle. Breathe in, breathe out. Trying to keep the rest of the body fairly stable, feeling the contact of the sit bones with your chair if you're sitting. If you're standing, trying to stay nice and upright as you do this, just lifting the leg as far as your body will allow without going into any pain. Just feeling into the joints. Now we're going to change the direction. So this time coming in first and then going out. Coming in first and circling out. In first and down. So one knee is coming across to the other and down. And relax. And now closing the eyes again. Just feeling into the hip joints. And maybe you feel something in the tops of the legs from that movement of lifting the leg. The leg's quite heavy and you have to lift it under its own weight. And certainly if anyone has any issues with hips or with ligaments or tendons around the hip area, you might find that quite difficult. So please don't ever go into any pain with this. And now with your eyes closed, to finish the circulation exercises, I'm going to ask you to take a breath in to your belly, feel the belly expand. And then this time in your mind's eye, as you breathe out, I want you to think of the breath running down both legs, through the knees, through the lower legs, through the ankles and the feet and down into the ground. So breathe into your belly and breathe out all the way down the legs, through the soles of your feet, down into the floor or the earth beneath you. Breathe in to the belly, breathing out, down through your legs. And just keep going like that for a few more breaths. And this is a very useful breathing practice if you find that you suffer with headaches or dizziness, which might be associated with high blood pressure. But even if those symptoms are not associated with high blood pressure, this exercise of breathing out down into the ground really helps to bring any excess chi or energy which might be causing problems up in your head in terms of headaches or dizziness. It helps you to feel much more grounded, much more rooted to the earth. So just sinking the chi by using your breath. And keeping the eyes closed, bring your breathing just back to your normal abdominal breathing. So breathing in, feel the belly expand. Now just breathing out and seeing that pathway of breath coming up and out through the nostrils, as you would usually practice. And keeping the eyes closed now. The second part of helping to regulate our blood pressure is relaxation. So for this exercise, with your eyes closed, you can be sitting or standing and just coming to your abdominal breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Feel the belly expand as you breathe in and feeling the belly shrink as you breathe out. And follow along with my voice. Some of you will have done this lovely relaxation exercise before. It's called Relax, Expand and Nourish the Heart. And it's actually a free 8-minute meditation on my Space to Relax website, if anyone would like to head over there and grab that after this session. So all of this is done with your mind and your breath. So you're not moving the body. The only movement of the body is your breathing. So I'm going to start at the top of the head and we're going to work down to the feet, bringing our attention to each body part as we move through. And in your mind's eye, I'm going to ask you as you breathe out to think of that body part getting bigger, expanding and relaxing in all directions. And this expansion and relaxation of each body part also happens internally and allows your blood vessels to dilate and expand. And when the blood vessels are more open and free flowing like this, it can help to lower your blood pressure. Also, this exercise is lovely as just a simple relaxation exercise to help relieve stress and also allow you to sleep a little bit more peacefully at night time if you have trouble sleeping. So with your eyes closed and performing your abdominal breathing, begin by bringing your mind to your head. The next time you breathe out, think of your head relaxing and expanding in all directions, forwards, backwards, sideways, up and down. Next, bring your mind to your neck. Relax and expand the neck as you breathe out in all directions. Bring your mind now to your shoulders. Relaxing and expanding the shoulders from deep within the joint outwards in all directions. Bringing your mind now to your upper arms. Relax and expand the upper arms as you breathe out. Next, thinking of your elbows. Breathing out from deep within the joint, expand and relax the elbows. Think of your forearms. Breathing out, relax and expand the forearms. Think of the wrists. Relax and expand the wrists as you breathe out. And then moving to the hands. As you breathe out, relax and expand to the very tips of all the fingers and the thumbs. Now bring your mind to your chest and upper back. Breathing out, relax and expand the chest and upper back. Think of the abdomen and lower back area. Breathe out, relax and expand the abdomen and lower back. Coming next to your hips. From deep within the hip joint, breathe out and see it relaxing and expanding in all directions. Thinking next of the upper legs, the thighs. As you breathe out, relax and expand the thighs. Next, coming to the knees. From deep within the joint, relax and expand the knees as you breathe out. Thinking next of the lower legs. Relax and expand the lower legs in all directions. Now coming to the ankles. From deep within the joint, relax and expand the ankles in all directions as you breathe out. And lastly, coming to the feet. Breathing out, relax and expand the feet to the tips of all the toes. Keeping the eyes closed now, bring your mind back to your abdominal breath. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand. As you breathe out, feeling the belly shrinking. And now just keeping the eyes closed, place one hand over the lower belly, below the belly button, flat on the abdomen, with the other hand directly on top of that. And bringing your mind to that lower abdominal area. To consolidate your practice, just giving your belly a little rub by circling the hands in one direction and then in the other. Gently opening the eyes now, giving your hands a little rub and maybe giving your face a little wash, and also maybe just running the fingers through your hair, through your head, just to bring yourself back into the room. So that's the second part, the relaxation part of how to help to regulate your blood pressure using Qigong. The third part of helping to regulate our blood pressure using Qigong is actually not so much Qigong, but more acupressure. So my training is in acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, as well as Qigong teaching. So I just wanted to show you 3 useful points, but there's lots more information in the text that I'll put next to the video when I send out the replay, or if you're watching the replay right now, you can find it there. And so the first point we're going to look at is called pericardium 6. Pericardium 6, if you look at your hand here, you see this is my wrist crease there. And pericardium 6 is just about 3 finger breadths from the wrist crease going up the inside of the forearm in between the 2 tendons. So you find like a little valley in between the tendons, and you're going about 3 finger breadths, 2 inches just down there. And you just use your index finger, pop it in there, and just a few circles. So those of you who have had travel sickness or used those travel sickness bands, this is where they tell you to put them. So this is a very good point for nausea as well, digestive issues. So but it also helps to regulate blood pressure. So this is pericardium 6. It's called Neiguen in traditional Chinese medicine, Chinese. So you can just work with this one, and it's on both sides. So you can find it on the other hand as well, just in between. And all you would do with this is you would just spend a few minutes just circling in one direction, just a couple of minutes, and then in the other direction. And you could do this when you're sitting, relaxing, or watching TV, or just in a relaxing time. It's an easy point to get to. The second point that we use in terms of acupressure to help regulate our blood pressure is if you find your knee, show you my knee, okay, and find the 2 kind of little hollows there in the knee, the two kind of points that are not bony. So that's where your knee articulation is, where the legs of your lower leg joins your upper leg there. So find that line, and then what you want to do is go about a hand breadth down from that line, not including the thumb. So your 4 fingers or your knuckles from that line. So you go down here, and you can feel the bone of the tibia here. So once you're on the bone of the tibia, you want to come to the outside just by 1 finger breadth, and you'll find a tender spot. And again, with your index finger, just a few circles in one direction and then in the other. And if this is really tender for you, what you might notice is a kind of dull, heavy sensation running down the outside of the leg, down into the outside of the ankle, almost a bit like a cramp. And again, that's on both sides. So you can massage a couple of minutes in one direction, a couple of minutes in the other direction, and then swap over to the other leg. And again, this is a really great point for digestive function, for circulation on all levels, as well as helping to regulate blood pressure. And this is a really great point if your blood pressure is too low, because it will help to bring it up if it's too low, bring it down if it's too high. So it regulates the blood pressure, okay? And then the third point is liver 3, and that's on the foot. So if you come between the big toe and the second toe into the web with your index finger, and then just draw a line back up towards your ankle from there, and you'll feel your finger in between the two bones of the foot, the one coming from the big toe and the one coming from the little toe. So you feel this kind of space in between, and you'll eventually get to, they come in a V shape, the two bones like this. So you'll eventually get to the top of the V shape. And if you just come back down towards the toes a tiny bit from there and give that a press in, again, you'll find that is a little bit tender. So this is liver 3, Tai Chong, and this helps to smooth the flow of qi. And liver issues are often involved in high blood pressure situations. So if you can help to smooth and regulate our liver, then that's all good. And again, just massaging, few circles in one direction, a few circles in the other direction. So there are your 3 points for acupressure. There are many points which can help with regulating blood pressure in terms of Chinese medicine, but we have pericardium 6, which is this one, Nei Gwen. We have stomach 36, which is Zusan Li, this one. And we have Tai Chong, which is liver 3, this one. So I hope you enjoyed the class today, everyone. There was a lot to get through there. So if you have any questions, please do email me, janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can contact me through our free Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. Also, please invite your friends if they would like to join us for these free classes. Everyone is welcome, and they're perfectly suitable for either beginners or people with more Qigong experience. Also, if you'd like to know more about my Space to Relax program of 50 video lessons, please head over to my website, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.